Hey, what's up, family? Got a great one for you to get today for all you hard workers. Yes, mostly, particularly you truck drivers, but I mean anybody that's a hard worker. So therefore, I'm gonna title this one, Overwhelmed Hard Workers. That's also gonna be the word of the day. You know, I love to give y'all the word of the day. So y'all heard that word before, overwhelmed. It simply means like overworked, overload, clogged, swamped. You know, when something, you know, you're doing so much of something, it's like, oh man, this is just so much. You heard people say that before. Man, I am swamped with work. You know, I'm overloaded. So, overwhelmed hard workers is going to be the title. Now, when I'm talking about that, what I mean is someone like myself, when I used to be a truck driver, I used to be so overwhelmed with work. Sometimes me, myself, and just like a lot of you out there, sometimes we forget to do simple, logical things because we are so overwhelmed with work. Now watch this. You're gonna find this humorous because y'all know you're guilty of it too. I used to be sometimes so overwhelmed with work. Let's say I would be driving to a stop. Before I even get to the stop, right? I already know to myself, but I'm so overwhelmed with work, right? Let's say I'm driving to a stop. Before I get there, right? I would be in my truck like this, like, ooh, oh man, I gotta go to the bathroom. Oh, ooh, man, you know what? When I get to my next stop, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. They got a nice clean bathroom. Ooh, and I know I gotta go to the bathroom so bad. But remember, the title of the video, Overwhelmed Hard Workers. While I'm driving to that stop, all I'm thinking about, I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta go to the bathroom. When I finally get to the stop, I do remember I gotta go to the bathroom, but what happens? Something distracts me. Let's say the owner comes out and he goes, hey man, we was waiting for this delivery to get here. And you know, I just called the office about now the supervisor calling me. Now I got so many things on my mind. I'm so overwhelmed with, I gotta get this done. I gotta get that done. Now I gotta get his load from the back of the other load and back of the trailer. I gotta do this. Believe it or not, as crazy as this sounds, remember before I got to the job site, I had to go to the bathroom bad. But now that I got there, all of a sudden I'm overwhelmed with so many things at once. Would you believe I forget to go to the bathroom? Next thing you know, I'm doing all this other stuff, on the phone with the manager, talking to the boss in the office, getting the freight out of there, pushing all this stuff. Next thing you know, when everything is said and done, I wind up getting back in my truck, back on the road, never use the bathroom. And once I get on the road, then I start driving. I'll be like, ooh, that feeling comes right back again. Next thing you know, I'm saying to myself as I'm driving, I can't believe it. I didn't even go to the bathroom. Because you know why? It just goes to show how strong that mental part of your mind is stronger than the physical. Because your physical clearly told you you had to go to the bathroom. But you got so overwhelmed with work that mentally you let it be overwhelmed with work that you're mentally trumped over your physical and you forget to go to the bathroom. Trust me when I tell you, a lot, not just truck drivers, but the reason I say truck drivers is because a lot of us has done that with all the different stops we got to do. We'll forget to go to the bathroom. Now, check this out. I'm going to keep it going because a lot of y'all going to be able to identify what I'm talking about. Let's take, I just want to walk here and try to give y'all a different view of video opposed to the same thing. All right, I'm going to give you another scenario. Another scenario is that same thing. Overwhelmed hard workers. Would you believe another one would be, eating? Sometimes you're so overwhelmed with work. Would you believe some people, like myself and many others, we forget to eat? Yes, it's possible and it does happen. I bet you a lot of people out there can identify what I'm talking about. We get so overwhelmed with work that and it's not, like I said, it's not always just truck drivers. Let's say that young female that's running that business, you know, she might be running her business and things are picking up just like she wanted it to pick up, but now it's starting to get so overwhelmed. She done packed her lunch and everything, but she got this order coming in, that order coming in, and she got to attend to this client and that client. Next, you know, before you know it, 8, 10, 12 hours done went by, and now she's so overwhelmed and dog tired that she goes home and not realize, you know what? I didn't even eat nothing all day. You know why? Because you were so busy with work, overwhelmed with work, that you forgot to go to the bathroom.
You know, there's also, it's pretty scary for people on the road, which they don't get their rest or whatever because they're constantly going. Like truck drivers, every time you see the news, it's a truck driver rolled over.
Faye, I love that you said it because I was going to get to that. That was going to be my next one.
Yeah.
Another thing with being, for my overwhelmed hard workers, is sleep deprivation. Now, you got what's called sleep apnea and all that. A lot of us are so overwhelmed with work. Like I said, although this is definitely geared to my truck drivers, because I used to be one, but it's also for any and everybody that is overwhelmed with work. So yes, this is for that person with that small business. Yes, it's for that lawyer. Yes, it's for that dentist. Yes, it's for that doctor. It's for anybody out there that you are so overwhelmed with work that you don't take time out to eat a proper meal during the course of the day. You forget to even remove your bowel movement sometimes because you're so overwhelmed with work and you can't believe, I don't believe I ain't eating nothing all day. I don't believe I ain't go to the bathroom. Man, I keep saying I gotta go to the bathroom, but I keep forgetting to go because I keep getting so overwhelmed with work that I forget to go. Yes, it's possible. But like she said, sleep. A lot of people, believe it or not, I'm gonna go back to me again. When I was a truck driver, sometimes I would work so much that I would be dog tired from not getting sleep. I'll give you a prime example. I remember I was working this trucking job back in the days. I had to be at that job at 4 o'clock in the morning. I would work that job 4 o'clock in the morning to about 4:30, sometimes 5, because the other job, I had a second job, and I had to be at the second job at 5 o'clock. But sometimes they'll let me be a little late at 5 o'clock, right? So now here's my point. 4 in the morning to 4:30, I'm clearly working 12 to 12 and a half hours a day, driving an environmental trucking company with hazardous material, a big tanker, right? And then from that job, I would go straight to the second job at 5 o'clock. And at 5 o'clock, I would work there from 5 to 12 or 1 in the morning. Now do the math. Remember, I said I had to be at the other job 4 in the morning. So if I would work the second job all the way to 12 or 1, I'm only getting home half hour late. I'm only getting 3 hours sleep, 4 maybe. I'm not getting my proper sleep. And you know what happens when you don't get your proper sleep? See, that's sleep deprivation. All your physical starts to mess with you in all different type of ways, and it definitely messed with me. I want y'all to follow me with this because this is very important. When I was doing that, true story, what happened to me, when I was doing that, and I was definitely sleep deprived, right? I started having nightmares. And I mean it. Trust me when I tell you, these were scary nightmares. I don't mean the scary monster nightmare, that silly stuff. No, real life nightmares. I was not getting my proper sleep so much that when I did get my little 3 hours of sleep or whatever, I remember in the middle of the night, this is how my dreams would go. And I had this dream multiple times. I would actually be dreaming that I'm driving a huge tanker truck with hazardous materials on it. And why? This is a dream because I'm sleep deprived. Now I'm driving this huge tanker truck, and while I'm driving it, all of a sudden I will have the same dream all the time that I'm on some high hill, and all of a sudden I'm dreaming that I'm driving and I go off the cliff with this tanker and I'm falling down off the cliff to my death. And in the middle of the night, I would just wake up in a cold sweat, like, and my wife would be right next to me, like, babe, what's wrong? And I'm like, yo, I just had a dream that I drove the truck off the cliff and I almost died. I had that dream a couple of times. I had that dream so many times, at least 3. I remember I had that dream so many times. It wasn't until about the 3rd time that I had that dream that I said, I gotta let this other driver go. This not making no sense. I am not getting my proper sleep. I'm starting to dream nightmares of going off a cliff, dying. This is crazy. So I don't make the video too long. Like I said, the title of it is called Overwhelmed Hard Workers. Overwhelmed Hard Workers. Y'all all know what I'm talking about. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you run that small business, that big business, female, male, truck driver or not. I was identifying most truckers because I used to be a trucker. But when you're overwhelmed with work, yes, you forget to eat sometimes. And people that can't understand that, it's just that. They can't understand. They go, how you gonna forget to eat? Man, I wouldn't forget to eat. Yes, when you're overwhelmed with work, you will forget to eat sometimes. Yes, when you're overwhelmed with work, you will forget to go to the bathroom, even though your body is telling you gotta go to the bathroom. Look at the eating thing. When you're working, when you're not working, your body is your stomach is clearly letting you know I'm hungry, and you gotta be like, down boy, stop it. I'm gonna eat at the next stop. but what happens? You get overwhelmed with work, and yes, you forget to eat. But that last one is even more crucial. Like you said, when you're not getting your proper sleep, it could be dangerous. We all seen them people, like you said, man. who they wind up falling asleep at the wheel while they're driving from one location to another. Even if it's sometimes it's not even work. You might be just going to see one of your loved ones from a long distance, and you so busy trying to get there. It don't always gotta be work. You know, you could be driving from one location to another location just to visit loved ones. And in the process, you realize you didn't get your proper sleep. And we hear these stories all the time on the news or internet or whatever the case, where that person wind up in a ditch. It's nothing worse than waking up, seeing your car wrapped around a pole, a tree, or whatever in a ditch, and now you all mangled and messed up. And unfortunately, sometimes these people don't wake up because they wind up dying in that accident. You never knew it happened because you're sleep deprived, and now you're overwhelmed with work, or you're overwhelmed with duties, or whatever duties that is, and now you wind up in a ditch. So what I would say in closing is, a lot of y'all learn to take some leisure time for yourself. If you're overwhelmed with work, learn to spend some little leisure time with that family of yours, and just to yourself. But most importantly, get that sleep. But like I said, even for those people out there, you're not properly eating because you're overwhelmed with work, take a little leisure time for yourself. You're not going to the bathroom properly because you're overwhelmed from work, remind yourself, like, wait, I gotta go to the bathroom. Now, I don't mean to be a little bit outrageous with what I'm getting ready to say. Let's take the average truck driver. Now, like I said, we're mature here. Do you know sometimes truck drivers know what I'm talking about? Do you know there's been times when I had to go to the bathroom so much where I forgot to go again and again, that when I finally did go, like a lot of truck drivers, unfortunately, we'll use like a Snapple bottle and we'll go in the truck, right? Man, do you know sometimes I filled that bottle up where I had to get a second bottle? I said, oh, damn, I can't control that. I'm so overwhelmed with work, and I'm overwhelming my bladder because I'm not going properly. Now, when I do go, I wind up going so much I could put out a fire. I'm all overwhelmed, you know what I'm saying? So back to my original statement. These things are possible. Being overwhelmed with work, title of the video, Overwhelmed Hard Workers. And when you're overwhelmed with work, you forget simple, logical, everyday things like going to the bathroom, eating properly, and sleeping properly. Love yourself, get that rest, stop being so overwhelmed where you forget to do those simple, logical things. Eat, go to the bathroom, and get your proper sleep. And on that note, I'm gonna let y'all go. But think about what I said. Get some leisure time to yourself and for your family, and be more healthy. Peace.